bane of the legal profession is about to go public. It's nothing more than a website that does online documents, legal documents like wills and contracts and whatever, called LegalZoom, and it's valued at a whopping 40 times last year's earnings. Ren, you've been looking at this actually even before they came out with the pricing. What do we think about this company? I mean, it's shaking up the legal profession. But,
yeah, well, it's been around since 1999, so
right.
people know it. People have been using it. It seems to be well known. A lot of advertising. The former O.J. Simpson lawyer is sort of their face man.
And a founder as well.
And founder as well. And they do something that people seem to like. I mean, people don't want to go out and spend $200, $300, $400 an hour on a lawyer if they can just do a will on their own, maybe ask a few questions for a couple of $100. It seems to be a good business, although they seem not to have made money until last year.
Yeah, certainly looking at the documents, they were, they finally made, $12 million last year?
$12 million on about $156 million
But the revenue's
revenue.
been increasing at least, so it's all about...
they seem to have been getting better. They also have this new thing where they have a subscriber service for so much a month. You can get all sorts of services, documents, access to lawyers if you need.
But how much growth is there? I mean, if this company's been around since 1999, they're 100 million. I mean, Facebook was started, what, 2005?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not exactly.
Well, it's not a booming market. It's more of a steady growth, and also there's been a lot of opposition. I mean, lawyers really want to protect their turf, and this is a threat to them. LegalZoom has been sued in California and Missouri and a couple of other states for allegedly an unauthorized practice of law. Now,
but one of the things you said in the past is actually there's a good defense for that, which is...
Well, sure. I mean, supplying a form and not advising people on the law is not practicing law. And they've been able to fight these back. In fact, they brought their own suit in South Carolina to sort of preemptively stop the bar there.
But they have had to settle some suits, right? Last year, what did they pay out? $5.5 million almost?
They've settled it initially for $5.4 million with a possible liability of up to $16 million.
Which,
and that's a lot of money for them.
Tax aside, I mean, that would wipe out last year's earnings.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a bit of a concern. I mean, we were looking at some other comparables. There are no perfect ones, but Ancestry.com has
and Ancestry also shows it makes a lot of money. What they do is they sell money. You know, people want to look up their genealogy, but they show another danger that LegalZoom might face. They've got high churn. In other words, people try Ancestry.com for a few months, and then they say, okay, I've got all I need, and that's it. It could be the same risk with LegalZoom. They've said they've got better retention. But
well, I think, and that makes sense. I mean, you can always have legal problems throughout your life. I mean, maybe you want to do a will now, but maybe down the road, if you like the experience, you can go back for a contract, you can go back for a real estate transfer. There are all sorts of things you can do.
Looking at Ancestry's numbers, their profit's gone up 70% each of the last 2 years. So at the moment, there might be a lot of churn, but at least they're getting money out of their revenues.
But then again, they're selling the business. So
well, that's the other thing, right? Because the news last month, they're selling a business, put their forward earnings multiple up to 18, 19 times.
Yeah, there was questions that they're making good profits, but how durable are they?
Right.
Because everyone's looking them up, their ancestors, and then once they get it, they'll move on to something else.
Now, if we do a little bit of jiggery-pokery with the math here, I think you and I are looking at this. LegalZoom is going to be worth about 20 times next year's earnings, which is more than even the up-for-sale Ancestry. So, given all these issues, what we're thinking, that's looking pretty tight, right? It's a bit too much probably for this kind of company.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's expensive. I mean, it's not, you know, again, as Rob pointed out, I mean, steady growth, but nothing spectacular after 13 years.
Right. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. Actually, we've noticed that Morgan Stanley is the book runner, so having flubbed Facebook, to see if the price on this one goes down better with the market when it finally comes. That's all from us. Come back tomorrow for more breaking views.